you're going to be glad you came. Cindy's worked hard on this review, and we've got to keep her up. You know, she's got a lot on her plate. I called her at 9:30, quarter to 10 this morning, just to ask her. I said, "You didn't wake up grumpy, did you?" And she said, "No, I let him sleep late." Now, most of you out there are retired, aren't you? Raise your hand if you're retired.
Raise your hand if you're retired.
As we age, our memories slip. Have you ever walked into a room after something, you got in the room and you said, "What in the world am I here for? I cannot remember what I'm here for. I'm just saying my name." Or have you been in the middle of a sentence and you cannot remember the word that goes in that sentence? You know, that happened to me back, I guess 3-4 years ago. I was with Dave and Elaine were over our house, and we were talking about this subject. And I was telling him that I had told Judy that get me something out of this room, and she says, "Where is it?" And I said, "It's that little room. It's off the master bedroom." And she said, "Bathroom." And Dave came up with a pack. And if you notice, Dave and I, a lot of times, if we are in the middle of a sentence, Dave says, "Let's make a pack, and if we can't think of the word, let's just say bathroom." So you'll notice Dave and I saying bathroom at times in the middle of a sentence, but I'll tell you, I'm a little worried about Dave, to be honest with you. I talked to him the other day, and Dave said, "Rod," he says, "my memory is really bad." I said, "Really? How bad is it?" And he said, "How bad's what?"
How bad
As long as we're gossiping. You all know Rick and Maggie Applegate. You know them? Well, their neighbor overheard them, and they were on the patio drinking a little wine, and out of that clear blue sky, Maggie says, "I love you, and I don't think I could live without you." Now, if you know Rick, that's cute little smiles he's got. He says, "Maggie, is that you, or is that the wine talking?" And Maggie says, "Rick, that's me talking to the wine. I love you. I can't think I'd live without you." You know, as long as we're gossiping a little bit. Let me tell you a little story about, I golf every Thursday with two great guys. Just fun guys to be around. They're storytellers. Well, you probably know them. Harry Pierce and Richard Balo. They're both from Alaska. They're both friends of each other in Alaska. So they go fishing they're great fishermen, is what they tell me. But they told me a story that, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's the darndest story I ever heard. They rented this flat-bottom boat from this marina and went out fishing. And they got into a spot that I mean to tell you, you could just throw the line down and up would come salmon. And they fished all afternoon pulling up salmon. And it was getting kind of dusk. So Harry says to Richard, he says, "You know something?" He says, "We better get back." He says, "We better mark this spot so we can come back to it tomorrow." So Richard gets down with a great big black magic marker and starts marking the bottom of the boat. And Harry says, "Richard, what in the world do you think you're doing?" He says, "Well, you told me." He says, "Mark the spot." And he says, "Richard, how do you know we're going to get the same boat tomorrow?" I'm just joking. That's enough gossip. Let's get to the M&M review. First up is a multi-talented gal. We all know her for her past performances as Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers at the same time. But she also can make that piano shake, rattle, and roll. Welcome Dolly Adolf playing Boogie Woogie. You know, I've got it in for you Canadians a little bit. I do.
Oh.
Well, I take that back. It's really not you particularly or you Canadian. It's your pets.
Our pets? What kind of pets?
I'll tell you, those geese that you're bringing over here are pooping all over.
No.
Next up is Robin. Now she's got a newbie. She's kind of a newbie here in Meridian Manor. And of course she's from Minnesota. Now, she's created Tillie.min. Now her husband's grandmother's name is Matilda Strangler. Strangler, not Strangler, Strangler. And that born out Tillie.min. So sit back. Enjoy the adventures with Ole and Lena. They're both my close relatives, by the way. With Robin Miller as Tillie.min.
Alrighty, hello people. Yes, my name is, well, he said what he said, and it's Stangler. Anyway, you wonder how did this character, how was she created? That's what people ask me. And I have a friend who's kind of goofy. And I think we should all have a friend that's kind of goofy in our life to make us laugh. Have a good time, right? Right. So anyway, she said, let's dress up. Her birthday's in July. And she said, let's dress up like little old ladies and go to the Spicer Legion and play bingo. So we dressed up like little old ladies, and we sat down and we're telling Ole and Lena jokes to each other, and the people thought we were the entertainment. And one gentleman bought us a round of drinks. Now, we were pretty cheap dates because we were just drinking pop, so it was very nice of him. But, so to thank him, we thought we should sing, "You Are My Sunshine." And we had never practiced it. Say, Cindy Winters, could you come up here, please? Yeah, so we never practiced "You Are My Sunshine," but we sang this to this man. And in perfect harmony. So Cindy, she's going to be my assistant, my lovely assistant. So we'll get started here, okay? And then I'll sing the verse, and then we'll get them to sing with us. How about that?
Sounds like
Okay, all right.
This wasn't on my schedule.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, when I was sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Awesome job, you guys. Very good. So anyway, that's how Tillie got created. We would go to, we finished up bingo, got some laughs there. Went across the street to Little Melvin. Now, if you're familiar with Minnesota and the lower area, west central Minnesota, there's a Mel's restaurant, and we come in and people are eating, and I'd say, "Oh, how's the food here? Pretty good, you know?" And yeah, it's really good, you know. They get right into it with me, and then the waitresses started grabbing us and saying, "Here's our mayor. Sing to him." So we sang, "You Are My Sunshine" to him. Here, it's his birthday. You know, sing happy birthday to him. And so we sing happy birthday. And then do a lap dance over here. No, that's where we draw the line. Look at this body. You don't think this is gonna work. So anyway, at every restaurant we went to, that was the same response. So we had a fun time, and that's how Tillie got started. I worked with a lady, her name was Tillie, and she was a hoot, and so I thought, well, that'll work. And then my husband's grandmother, her name was Tillie. So it just seemed to work. So anyway, so I started gathering in material. So this is over 10 years of material. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna tell you some Ole and Lena jokes. And you know, poor Ole, he had to stop taking those Viagra pills. They were getting stuck in his throat, you know, they're so big. And he had a stiff neck for 3 days.
Stiff neck for 3 days.
Yeah. Say, I hope y'all are feeling good. You know, the flu has really been bad this year. And did y'all get your flu shot? Huh? You feeling good? Good. Because I heard that the Pope got that bird flu. Did you hear that? Yeah, he got it from a cardinal. You just gotta be careful around them birds. So anyway, I got another one here. It's not really an Ole and Lena joke, but I'm a nurse by profession. Now I'm a retired nurse. But anyway, as a young nurse, I'm not saying this was me, but I knew a young nurse, and she goes into the gentleman's room, and he's heavily sedated. He's been had a 5-hour surgical procedure, and he has an oxygen mask on his face. And she's coming in there to give him a bed bath. And the man said, "Nurse, are my testicles black?" And she said, "Sir, I'm just here to do a bed bath. I'm just going to wash your chest, your face, your feet, you know." And he says, "Are my testicles black?" Well, you know, she didn't want to have his vital signs go over the top. And so to calm his anxiety, and she got over her embarrassment, and she lifted up the sheet and the gown, and she examined him, and the penis looked right size, and testicles were the right color. So she said, "Sir, everything looks fine. Everything, no swelling, no, you know, they look fine." So he takes off the mask and he goes, "That was nice. But are my test results back?" Not saying it's a true story, but it can happen. All right, and have you heard, you know, Julie Andrews is, what is she, 82 now? And, you know, back when she did Sound of Music, she had her favorite things. And, well, now she's 82, she had to change those words. So this is her new song of her favorite things. Maylocks and nose drops and needles for knitting, walkers and handrails and new dental fittings, bundles of magazines tied up with a string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cadillacs and cataracts and hearing aids and glasses, hot pads, Polident and Fixident and false teeth and glasses,
pacemakers, golf carts, and porches with swings. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh, when the pipes leak, when the bones creak, when the knees go bad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Hot tea and crumpets and corn pads with bunions, corn pads, no spicy hot foods or foods cooked with onions, back pains and heating pads and hot meals they bring. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh, back pains, confused brains, no need for sinning, thin bones and fractures and hair that is thinning. And we won't mention our short shrunken frames when we remember our favorite things. Oh, when the joints ache, when the hips break, when the eyes grow dim, then I'll remember the great life I've had, and then I won't feel so bad.
Wasn't she? I'll tell you, the next person on stage is a real asset to Meridian Manor. And of course, she's from Minnesota again. For her and her husband farm, and she is the chief bookkeeper. But she also has time to sing with a sweet Adeline quartet. Make a great big welcome for Lorna Henderson, singing Johnny Angel in Downtown.
Doesn't even know that I exist. Johnny Angel, how I want him, how I tingle when he passes by. Every time he says hello, my heart begins to fly. I'm in heaven. I dream of him and me, and how it's gonna be. Other fellas ask me out for a date, but I just sit and wait. I'd rather concentrate on Johnny Angel, how I love him, and I hope that someday he'll love me, and together we will see how lovely heaven will be. I'm in heaven, I get carried away. I dream of him and me, and how it's gonna be. Other fellas ask me out for a date, but I just sit and wait. I'd rather concentrate on Johnny Angel, 'cause I love him, and I pray that someday he'll love me, and together we will see how lovely heaven will be. Johnny Angel, you're an angel to me. Johnny Angel, you're an angel to me. Johnny Angel, you're an angel to me. When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go Downtown, when you got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, just listen to the music, all the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalks where the neon lights are pretty. How can you lose? The lights so much brighter there. Can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure, downtown. Everything's waiting for you. Don't hang around and let your problems surround you. There are movie shows downtown. Maybe you know some little places to go to where they never close. Downtown, just listen to the rhythm of the gentle bossa nova. You'll be dancing with them too before the night is over. Happy again, the lights are much brighter there. You can forget all the troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown, where all the lights are bright. Downtown, waiting for you tonight. Downtown, you're gonna be alright now. Downtown, downtown. And you may find somebody kind to help and understand you. Someone who is just like you, who needs a gentle hand to guide them along. So maybe I'll see you there. We can forget all our troubles, forget all our cares. So go downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. Don't wait a minute for downtown. Everything's waiting for you. Downtown, downtown, downtown,
Come from our area, we know the words to them. You know? Everybody loves this next performer. You know, sometimes he entertains us around the pool at full moon. Sometimes he entertains us just because he's Bill. But did you know Bill was in a talent contest with 600 contestants back in Minnesota and won first runner-up. So he's not only Bill, he's Bill the celebrity. So stomp your feet, yell for our own Bill Purdy. Frank and I have but one heart.
Thank you, Rod. Good evening. Almost every accordion in the world was built in Italy. And I've always thought that the Italian music and the accordion go well together. The song I'm playing for you tonight is Italian. It's called I Have But One Heart.
Long, long ago, very long ago, far, far away in a land called Nebraska. There was a young girl, best hits of the 50s, 40 best hits of the 30s, and so on. So I knew all the old songs. Mom always liked the one, I searched all night on the side of water, cool, clear water. And Grandma, it was always, vaya con Dios, my darling, vaya con Dios, my love. But I wanted to be Jane Powell. So when you see Cindy's fantasy, it means a lot different than what my husband thinks, but it means that I thought I could be Jane Powell, and I would get up, sit on the piano, play all these wonderful songs, pretend I had a lovely dress, Fred Astaire at my side, dancing with me, and singing favorite songs. My most favorite song was I Could Have Danced All Night. So go with me now and share my fantasy of being Jane Powell in the lovely dress, singing I Could Have Danced All Night. Lights, camera, sound. Couldn't go to bed. My head's so light, I couldn't lay it down. Sleep, sleep, I couldn't go to sleep. I'd pour all my jewels in the crown. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. Never knew what made it so exciting. Well, I want my heart to cry. I only know when he began to dance with me, I could have danced, danced, danced all night. Stop the music. Whoa, 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 stop the music. I don't have a Fred Astaire. I need a Fred Astaire. Rosemary, Maggie, do you have a Fred Astaire for me? Oh, they have a Fred Astaire. You know, you can't be Jane Powell without Fred Astaire. Didn't think it'd take this long to find a Fred. Did you lose him?
No, we know he's here somewhere.
My husband's exiting very fast. Okay, we have a Fred Astaire. Oh, a nimble Fred Astaire, too. And a tall one. I'll never know what made it so exciting. Why all I want my heart to cry. I only know when he began to dance with me, I could have danced, danced, danced.
up here. Okay, now, when I was young and fresh out of high school, 18 years old, I was playing in a little bubblegum rock and roll band, and I thought, by golly, I'd like to play music for the rest of my life. And I was going to be a rock star. I was going to make all kinds of money, and I was going to get all kinds of girls, and I thought I was on my way until I run into this old fella that had been doing it for a while. He said, son, you want to play that guitar for a living, you better learn to play it and like it more than you like to eat. Well, you all know what course I took. I grew up and I cut my hair, and I started playing a little folk, a little bit of country. Now mostly country, but I learned this song, and it just pretty well told the whole story. So, oh, would you like to play the guitar? Take your money home in a jar from a coffee house or a bar. Or would you rather get a job? A job is the thing that makes you get out of bed and work every day until you're dead. Your back gets aching and your brain gets numb, and you just can't wait until the weekend comes. But if you don't want to starve or beg or rob, you're gonna have to get a job. Or would you like to play the guitar? Drive for miles and miles in your car and pretend that you're a big star? Or would you rather book the gig? An agent is a guy who takes his 20%, and what he says ain't always what he meant. He cleans you out in ways you never thought, because he's good at business and he knows you're not, and then he'll sue you if you ever make it big. 'Cause he's the guy that booked the gig. Or would you like to play the guitar? Or living hardy-har-har? I'll admit it's kind of bizarre. Or would you rather be the wife? The wife is the one who has to rescue our butts. She's either a saint or else she's nuts. She gets upset and she gets annoyed, 'cause she's the one who must remain employed. And by the way, if you want to wreck your life, become a guitar player's wife. 'Cause all the monkeys aren't in the zoo. They can be trained to play guitar too. They'll play a whole lot better than you. Even if you don't go far, you could be worse off than you are. At least you play your guitar.
I told you it was a real pro. You know, while Dave's setting up, let me tell you two quick little stories, if I may. Did you hear about the little 5th grade boy that came home to his dad? And he says, Dad, I've fallen in love with a classmate. Her name's Sally. And we both love each other. And we're going to go ahead and get married. And the father said, son, you know, have you thought about that? He said, you know, when you get married, you got to take care of your spouse. Have you thought about your finances and so forth, how you're going to handle that? And he says, well, you know, her allowance is about the same as my allowance. So he says, if we combine the two, I think we'll be all right. And he says, well, son, he says, you know, marriage brings on a lot of different things. He says, you know, you got to have a place to live. He says, have you ever thought about what you're going to do about the living quarters? And he says, well, Dad, he says, we checked out both rooms, and my room's a little bit bigger than Sally's room. So he says, we're gonna live here in my room. And he says, really? He says, well, now, son, he says, you got to think about it. He says, this is a big step for you. He says, you know, when you get married, a lot of times, your family grows. You have an offspring. And he said, you thought about that, son? And he says, oh, I think we'll be all right. He says, we've been pretty lucky so far.
Said we've been pretty lucky so far.
But now, you know, I'm full-blood Norsky, so he said, I love to tell an Ole and Lena joke and so forth, but the one I remember the best is when Ole and Swen and Larson, the whole bunch came into this bar, and they were just hooting and hollering and high-fiving each other and yelling, 63, by golly, 63, and set the bar up with the whole round of drinks, and 63, and the bartender says, what in the world are you so happy about, Ole? And he says, well, he says, I'll tell you, we all bought this puzzle, and he says, we put it together in 63 days, and the box says 2 to 5 years. That's not true. I made that up. Now the next guy on stage is a super vocalist, a great guitarist. Welcome, Dave Kurska. And a big round of applause saying, fuck the man is right.
Written by Peter Garrow, big hit for Peter, Paul, and Meri in 1963. 1963, wow, that's a couple years ago. I think everybody knows how that story ends, with Puff tucking his tail between the legs of his legs and going back into the cave and never coming out again. I don't think the story should end that way, so I've written a couple extra verses myself. Bear with me.
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff, brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Together they would travel on a boat with a billows sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whenever they came. Pirate ships would lower their flag when Puff roared out his name. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist, a land called Honolulu. Now dragons live forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant rings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more. Puff that mighty dragon, he seized his fearless road. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane without his lifelong friend. Puff could not be brave, so Puff that mighty dragon sadly slipped into his cave. The lonely years rolled on and on until one day by way out upon the sea, Puff thought he heard a young voice cry. He peeked his head out from the cave, and much to his surprise, a boy who looked a lot like Jack stood right before his eyes. That That young voice said to Puff that day, I've searched the whole world through. Because the day my grandpa Jackie died, he told me about you. He told me how much he cared for you and all the times he played. These words brought so much joy to Puff, he was no more afraid. Now Puff, the magic dragon, he lives by the sea, and he frolics in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic dragon, lives by the sea with Jackie Paper's grandson in a land called Honolulu.
Stretch those bones, you know, see if everything's still working. That's not always the case, is it? Stand up, oh, that was kind of asleep. All right, so last year we did some old songs that you learned in school, so we're going to do the same thing this year. We're going to do Down by the Station. Remember that one? Down by the station, early in the morning, see the moon. That's not the one I wanted to do. All right, let's do, Are You Sleeping? Now you are such a large crowd, we should sound like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, don't you think? Yeah. All right, so we're going to start with this half. You're just going to do the first few lines. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Stop. That was fair. Let's see how the middle section's doing. Ready? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Oh, that was good. We got a singer over here. All right, over here in the dark. Ready? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. All right, now we're going to do it 3 times. Got that? Yeah. Now last year I messed up, so you just keep going, okay? We'll start with this group, then we'll go to the middle group, and then we'll go to this side over here. Ready? Are you sleeping? Oh wait, I forgot to tell you something. Do it 3 times. Are you sleeping? 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 Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Brother Johnny, Brother Johnny, Brother Johnny. I forgot to remind you about the last line of the song. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding dong ding, ding dong ding. Shall we try it again? All right, you ready? You guys, come on, let's really hear you. Ready? Are you sleeping? 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 Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are singing. Morning bells are singing. Brother sleeping. Brother sleeping. Brother Johnny. Brother Johnny. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are singing. Morning bells are singing. Brother sleeping. Brother sleeping. Brother sleeping. Good job. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding dong ding. Ding dong ding. Very nice. Give yourself a hand. You know this, there's no way I can possibly sing with you. All right. Remember in the 60s when the song came out, it was a secular song but had kind of a good feeling about it called He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. So we're going to sing that. We're only going to do one verse. We're going to do He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, and then He's got everybody here in His hands. You ready? He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 He's got everybody here in His hands. He's got everybody here in His hands. He's got everybody here in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole wide world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. Excellent. All right, I hope you enjoy the next half of this show because you've got some surprises coming your way. All right. This next group decided last April that they would do this act. So they got together, figured out who was going to be in it. Then in November, when all of them were here, they started practicing. This is one of those things where left, right doesn't work. And they practiced twice a week. And they didn't even know each other. There's 6 of them. They didn't know one another. Now they've become bosom buddies, joined at the hips. Little hint. So I want you to welcome, let's see if I can remember all their names, Joanne, Jeanette 1, Dolly, Alice, Jeanette 2, and Sheila, the Meridian Manor Magicals.
Well, I thought I was coming to do a cattle auction, so sorry, I don't have my bow tie for what's happening here. We have here the unveiling of a piece of history of Meridian Manor. For those of you that have been here for a long time, because this is before my time, we are going to sell this little piece of history. Like I said, those of you that have been here for quite some time would know about this. And we're going to sell this little poster here tonight. And who wants to start it off here? Who's it? $1,000, $500, $300, who wants $300? That's $300. Say $300. Who wants to start this unit? $300 we got started. $300 with $400. $300 with $400. If we bid $400 with $400. $400 I have. $500. Oh, they made these girls a little angry over here. $400, $500, and $400, $500, $500, $600. If $500 means $600, $5.5. $550, what do you say? $550, $600. $500 is $600, $500, $600, $600, $650. $600, $650, what do you say? $657 over here. $650, now $700, $750. $750, now $800. $700, $800, $800, now $50. You started this $50 stuff. We can't quit now. $800, $850. $850, have a look at this piece here. This is prime stuff here. $850. This is from way back when Meridian Manor was great. Come on, you need to get in on this. $850. $900. $950. Now $1,000. Almost sold. Right between the F and the L, the 11, 1200. Out of $1,200, now $50. Out of $1,200, $1,300. You getting mad over here. 13 bids, 13%. 13 out of the 14. Out of the 14, $1,400 now $50. And she says no. 14 bids, 14.50. Out of 14, $14.50. I have sold it. Very nice and pretty. $1,400 even. Congratulations. What is yours? You're very welcome. Come on up and enjoy this piece together. I think I better collect my funds now. Thank you. I think I got a head full there.
The next performer is a real pro and a mainstay at the M&M Revue. He sings songs like that we remember from the old days of Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. And we call him here at the Meridian Manor, the Meridian Manor Crooner. Give a round of applause for our own Andy Henderson.
Anybody's idol, but at least I got a title. I guess I'm officially the crooner now. Whatever a crooner is. Have you noticed how some of these things collapse like this? Then it takes your breath away. Oh, I got a new piece of equipment. This is Steady Freddy. That's right there. Steady. be gone 20 minutes. When I get back, he'll be sitting right there. Unless acted upon by an outside force. And she promised not to do that. But we had a fellow up here mention 1963 a while ago. In 1963 in Florida, as a family, we got my grandmother one similar to this. That was for Christmas. On New Year, she started walking 2 miles a day. That was in 63, and today we have no idea where she is. But like she always told us, that's her problem. Well, I'm going to try the same thing you've heard me try so many times before, Frank Sinatra's My Way. You're very kind. I must say that. You're very, very kind. Now this thing right here, if I could see that far, I'd know those words. But safety first, I'm going to have to know where this paper is. And then if I can look the right direction, at the right time, at the right distance, you're going to know what I'm going to be saying next because you've heard this song before. Because I did it right here. It don't take much to entertain some of us. Come on, I could use all the help. But Frank Sinatra's lyrics to My Way. Jan and I heard a small boy from Austria. Cliff, I got to ask you something. He's our sound engineer in the back. Does this microphone know I'm talking into it? It does, okay. This little boy was 11 or 12 years old. He did not speak English. Most of us think we're speaking English, but we usually speak American. This boy had learned the song from Frank Sinatra and sang it on television, not even knowing American, and did a great job. Did he make me go back to work on the song? I want to tell you. I thought I knew the song until I heard him do it. Now I'm going to leave it up to you to find out if I can remember how to do this song. Mr. Cliff, our sound engineer. I laughed and I cried. And I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing. Just to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way. No, not me. I did it my way. Yes, it was my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he is not. To say the things he truly feels, and not the words of they who kneel. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Depending on the crowd, I could step on 4 people at one time.
Next up is John and Linda Fox. Now, you know, I've already talked to John about what should I say about him, so I thought I'd go to Linda. And so I said, Linda, what should I say about you? And he says, well, Rod, tell him I'm a voluptuous blonde, and I'm 36, 24, and 34. If you can sell that to that audience, I own half that bridge. Welcome, our own John and Linda Fox. Sing for strong women.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You're not. I'm the crazy wife with a guitar player. Yeah.
The short people can. Okay, now when I was young, a long time ago, there was a group that came out, Canadian songwriter, name of Ian Tyson, probably one of the best songwriters that ever came out of Canada, maybe excepting Gordon Lightfoot. And he hung out with a girl named Sylvia, who later became his wife. They formed the folk group, Ian and Sylvia. So they did this song, I liked it. I thought maybe you might too. So we'll try it. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. Think I'll go out to Alberta. The weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends that I can go to working for. Still I wish you would change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through that 100 times or more. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. If I get there before the snow flies, and if things are going good, you could meet me if I sent you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, not too much for you to do, and those winds sure can blow cold way out there. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
Loves this next performer. She's a part of a little bit of everything in Meridian Manor. She's a great volunteer, but even better than that, she's a great singer. Welcome, Rita Stine. Singing Fever.
Good morning, darling. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, 'cause I know you're gonna treat me right. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got fever. That is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing. Fever started long ago. I gotta tell you a story. Romeo and Juliet. Juliet, she felt the same. When he put his arms around her, she said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. You give me fever. If Dr. Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, "Daddy, oh, don't you dare, he gives me fever. With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever! I'm a sizzle, I know you're gonna treat me right. Now you listen to my story. Here's the point that I have made. Chicks were born to give you fever. Be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, they give you fever. When they kiss you, fever if you live and learn. Fever! I'm a sizzle, but what a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
Hey, let's get to know Tillie a little better.
Right, guess what?
What?
Ole and Sven died
Oh no.
and went to hell.
Oh no.
Yes? You believe it?
Yeah.
Oh, the devil saw them in their parkas and mittens, standing by the fire, and warming themselves up and says, "What, isn't it hot enough down here for you?" And here. Mike is, take that one.
Check, check.
Thank you.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Okay, so did you hear the part about Ole and Sven died and went to hell? No! And the devil stopped by and he sees them dressed in parkas and mittens and scarves, warming themselves up by the fire. He said, what's wrong? You guys, aren't you, isn't it hot enough for you? They go, you know, Ole says we're from northern Minnesota and it's a really cold, been cold, long winter. And it just feels good to warm up, you know. So the devil leaves and comes back a few hours later to check on those Minnesota guys. And they're in their t-shirts, shorts, having a beer, frying up some fish. And the devil says, "What is wrong with you guys? You seem like you're having a good time. Everybody else here is miserable. Well, he says, you know, we don't get much nice weather up there in Minnesota, so when it's nice, we have a fish fry." So this made the devil just furious. So he said, "That does it. I'm going to turn the heat off." The next morning, there were icicles everywhere, freezing cold, 40 below. And so the devil comes by to check on those Minnesota guys, Ole and Sven. They're back in their parkas and their mittens and they're jumping up and down, whooping and hollering, just having a grand time like madmen. And the devil said, "What is with you guys? You like it when it's hot? You like it when it's cold?" Well, Holy said, "It only means one thing. The Vikings won the Super Bowl." So anyway, I gotta watch my time. You know, they timed us. We don't have to. So anyway, I don't want to belabor this any longer. I'm going to sing a Minnesota song. Have you heard it? Okay. It's to the tune of Oklahoma. So if you're from Oklahoma, don't be offended. All right? Now let me get my pipes warm up here. Minnesota, where the snooze flies thicker than the snow, where behind each weed you'll find a sweet and the temperatures get 42 below. Oh, by Yemeni the fish yum higher than a foot, and mosquitoes grow as big as a crow. Minnesota, yeah sure, you have your Vermonts and your Maines. We got 10,000 lakes, then it rains. If you want recreation, make your next vacation to the beautiful land, Minnesota, Minnesota. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Quick joke, okay? Again, Sven and Oli, they always get in trouble, you know? And they worked at a company, the same company, and both were laid off. So they went to the unemployment office together. And when they asked, they asked about their occupation, Oli answered, "I'm a panty stitcher. And I sew the elastic in women's underwear." Well, the clerk looked under her job description. She goes, "That's classified as unskilled. You will be granted $300 a week for unemployment." Okay. Sven was asked what his occupation was. He says, "I'm a diesel fitter." Whoa, that's a skilled job. So you get $600 a week. Well, when Ole found this out, he was furious, and he went back in there and he said, "What is this all about?" Well, the lady explained, "Well, you're unskilled, and Sven has got a skill. He's a diesel fitter." "What skill?" "I stitched the elastic into women's underwear," and he holds them up and says, "Diesel fitter."
Something as simple as as it could be. Seems everybody's bugging me. Like nothing wants to go my way. It just hasn't been my day. Nothing's coming easily. Oh, 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 oh. Can only go up from here. Up, up, up where the crowd's gonna clear. Up, up, can only go up from here. I'm going up, I'm going up, I'm going up, 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 I'm going up. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oof, no, I like her. You know, as we dim the lights on the 2018 Eminem Review, Cindy came to me a couple days ago and asked if I could compose us a poem or a song that depicted retiring it here in Meridian Manor. Now, I did my best, but I want you to remember, you know, when you write poems or songs, it requires rhyming words. So this is a work in progress. I just found out about this a couple days ago, so bear with me. Here it goes. My forgetter's getting better, but my rememberer is broke. To you that may seem funny, but to me, that's no joke. But when I'm here, I'm wondering if I really should be there, and when I try to think it through, I haven't got a prayer. Oftentimes I walk into a room, say, what am I here for? I rake my brain, but all in vain, a 0 is my score. All times I put something away where it is safe, but gee, the person it's safest from generally is me. When shopping, I may see someone, say hi, and have a chat. Then when the person walks away, I ask Judy, who the hell was there? Yes, my forgetter's getting better, while my remember is broke. And it's driving me plumb crazy, and that is no joke. But I'm sure glad I live where I do, because Meridian Manor people are quite a treat. They're just 100 curves from head to feet. They've got that smile, that style, that winning way, and wherever they go, you'll always know their name. Because Meridian Manor people are quite a treat. You'll know them by their great big feet. And with that, I better take a seat. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Take it away, Dave. Take it away, Dave. And let's sing God Bless North America. No, let's not sing God Bless North America.
The USA.
Let's sing whatever you want to sing.
Might want to turn the lights up a little bit for the people. You got a lot of people. Maybe a lot of people might know this song, but for those that don't, we got a little light. You got some cards on your chairs when you walked in, sat down. Come around about the second chorus, we're going to look for some help. That's great.
If tomorrow all the things are gone I've worked for all my life, I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today. That flag still stands for freedom me. I'll gladly stand up next to you, defender still to me. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and from New York to LA, there's pride in every American heart. It's time we stood to sing. I'm proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free. I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. I'll gladly stand up next to you, defenders still to me. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. One more time now. I'm proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. I'll gladly stand up next to you, defenders still to me. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
If you look at your program, you'll see some people in the back of the program that are a tremendous asset to putting on a Meridian Manor Revue. Cliff, Dennis, Jim, Davee, Dee Provo, Roy Provo, Jerry Peterson, Phyllis Salvo, Rosemary Riggins, Maggie Applegate, and Janine Cease. But we've got one more person that we really, and we're sure glad she came to Apache Junction and here to Meridian Manor. We need a round of applause for Cindy Winters and a bit. I'm part of the program. Thanks for the end, and we want to include all the Americans, so we're going to sing this as God Bless North America.
Beside her and guide her
coming, folks. Without you, there'd be no review. Thank you, Dan.